Jill Zgorzelski.
Zgorzelski. Yep.
Zgorzelski. I'm going to fuck it up, even though I know it. Zgorzelski.
I'm so glad you're doing this intro.
Zgorzelski. Okay.
You have to. All you gotta do is say it once or something, and then
I'll edit it in later.
From now on, I'll just be Jill.
You may have seen her singing in her band, The Cat's Meow, or may have spotted her selling her artwork at an art fair, or dancing in the Women in Motion group. Your kid might even gotten her face painted by her at a recent event. Whether you know her name or not, you'll surely know more about her after this when we connect with artist, singer, model, and more, Spooky Jill Zgorzelski. Sorry.
Almost.
Hold on. Spooky Jill Zgorzelski. I feel like Donny here.
Well, now you know how I feel. Welcome, everybody, to the latest episode of the Ktown Connects podcast. And I'm Donny, and I'm here with my partner in crime, Jason.
Hello there.
Jason, I just want to ask you, how are you doing? We had a long couple of weeks recording episodes. You feeling all right?
Well, you know, it's October, and I'm feeling kind of spooky. It's that time of year. The trees are dying, you know, the pumpkins are rotting, and feeling a little dark.
Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that. Well, our next guest might even make you feel more darker, I guess, right?
Well, maybe.
But we'll
Speaking of dark, we're recording at Luigi's Pizza.
And Luigi's Pizza Kitchen is located at 7531 39th Avenue. They're open Tuesday through Sunday, so give them a call at 262-694-6565. You can order online and check out their full menu at luigispizzakenosha.com.
And you know what I always say? Order those pizza pies. Be sure to follow us on all those social media outlets, including Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter.
Drop us a review on Facebook or on your favorite podcast player and help us spread the word about the hottest podcast in town.
That's the Ktown Connects podcast.
Yes, it is. And also a big thank you to Dropping Daisies for that killer theme song.
Number one in our hearts and number one on the charts.
Yep, it's number one forever.
For sure. We also have to give a shout out to our Patreon supporter of the week, Laura Belsky. Thank you, Laura, for joining the after party at patreon.com/KtownConnects. Laura and all of other Patreon supporters get early access to each episode, bonus material, and more. Subscriptions start at just $2 a month. And you can find a quick link to it at ktownconnects.com.
Wow, start as low as $2 a month.
Yeah, you get all kinds of extra bonus material with Jill and all of our guests.
Yeah, and you get this special episode, If It Is What It Is, where we kind of just chop it up.
Chop it up? What are we chopping?
We chop up the conversation.
Chopping broccoli?
Baby. Yeah, there we go. All right, well, are we ready for this big interview here?
We got to get the show on the roll.
Yeah, let's do this. Jill's got places to go, people to see, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's a busy month for her. So we're here with Jill Zgorzelski.
Hi, thank you
Jill.
for having me.
Did I get it right that time?
Welcome.
We're going to call you Spooky Jill.
Spooky Jill sounds just
Jill.
fine.
Oh, I like that.
So, Jill, let me ask you a question.
Please do.
What was your earliest experience with art?
Okay, I'd say the very earliest would be, I was probably, 5 or 6, and I just started drawing. You know, I used to watch a lot of cartoons, and I used to want to copy them, copy what I saw, make them perfect. I loved the Sunday Funnies. Calvin and Hobbes was one. I used to sit down with my little paper and pencil and trace over, trying to get better. So I would just say, honestly, just through, watching cartoons and looking at the comics on the newspapers, the Saturday, Sunday, back in the day.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then from there, when did you begin to take art more seriously?
Oh, I'd say more. I'd say high school, honestly. I was able to take 3 classes at a time one semester, and I always did art outside of school. I kind of felt stifled, I guess, by what they wanted you to do there. It's like, draw this vase and add some shadowing. And it's just like, I don't want to draw that. I want to draw faces and scary clowns, and, or whatever it was, something more fun.
So as a kid, were you like always kind of obsessed with like the darker side of nature?
Oh yeah, absolutely. From I'd say maybe like the third grade on, when I would go to the library, I would always look up books about witches and magic and fairy tales, and I was definitely drawn to I suppose the what you consider, I guess, like the darker side. And my parents fully allowed me to explore that myself. Even growing up, like the movies we watched were, of course, Beetlejuice and Addams Family. And quite frankly, the family I grew up in is a kind of an Addams Family. So, so it makes sense I turned out the way I am now.
Okay.
So then what kind of teenager were you growing up?
Oh, dark and sad and, long black hair, red under the eyes. I carried my lunchbox. Marilyn Manson was big at the time.
So you didn't grow up in Kenosha. Where did you grow up?
I grew up mostly in Waukegan, Illinois.
Oh, so you weren't too far away?
No, it's right over the border. And then eventually in my high school years, parents moved us to Grays Lake, where they still reside, and I no longer do.
So what was like your earliest memory of Kenosha? Did you ever come here when you were a kid with anything?
I did not start coming to Kenosha until my teenage years. When I was 16, I got a job working at Fright Fest for JPM Productions. Six Flags Great America, they put on Fright Fest, and most of the other actors that I became friends with lived up here. And so they also worked at the Renaissance Fair, which I ended up doing as well. And as soon as I turned 18, I wanted to go where my friends were. So I hightailed it on over the border and came to Kenosha. And I have been here ever since. I'd say it's been, 21 years now.
Wow.
And I'm very happy to be here. You couldn't pay me to go back to Illinois, quite frankly.
So what do you love about Kenosha now that you've been here so long?
One of my favorite things, honestly, is the people. It really is. Like, I mean this in the best way possible. It's a town full of weirdos. And I say that lovingly. There's so many lovable, eccentric, talented weirdos up here like me. And it's like, I feel like I found my tribe up here. Not only that, Kenosha's an absolutely beautiful town. I mean, we've got the lake right there. I mean, so it's scenic. We've got lots of really neat, like, local businesses, restaurants, like Petrifying Springs I love up here, like lots of parks, to go walking around in. And it's beautiful. It's very beautiful.
Okay, we need to go back a little bit about this Fright Fest thing.
Yeah.
What were you doing there? How many years did you work there?
Well, I was there for, I'd say, about 7 years. The very first year I worked there, I was a line entertainer. I was a dead chef. And while people were waiting to get into the Mausoleum of Terror, I would, sneak up behind them and grab my tongs and clang, clang, clang and take them jump. And the following year I was in the Southwest Scaratory as a jump scare character. So that was the next step up into
But then when I met you, you were a part of the Freak Show.
Yes, that's what got me there. So the Freak Show was the best thing I got to do there. I was my name was Lenora, the Princess of Pain. And the reason for that was because of the acts that I performed. The very first one I did was the machete ladder. So imagine walking up a staircase, but instead of, flat wooden stairs, there's machetes, blades.
Wow.
So I would balance my bare feet on those and progressively, walk up step by step until I got to the top. And that was the first act. I was also a fire eater and a grinder girl. Now, if you don't know what a grinder girl is, basically I had like a metal bodice on with like a removable plate. And so you take, the grinder, the power tool, and you just dance around and hit it against the metal that you're wearing, and it shoots sparks out.
Wow.
Pretty much on your boobs.
Yeah.
But the metal's not covering
Fireworks,
it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then sparks shoot out of it?
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Pretty darn fun. So I got to do that and got to pick my own music I performed to. So that was a lot of fun. I performed to Cinnamon Girl by Type O Negative. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but that was my favorite thing. And then from that, I decided to work backstage and became part of the makeup team. So I got to learn how to airbrush and apply prosthetics to, there's about 150 actors we had to take care of.
Wow.
And maybe a team of 8 of us on the makeup team. And we had I want to say 2 hours to get everybody ready. So we had to kind of assembly line it and teach them how to do, some of the stuff themselves and whatnot. But that was such a wonderful, wonderful time of my life, and I'll never forget it.
So back to this freak show thing, because it's interesting. Did you suffer any injuries doing this?
I did not. Well, okay, technically, during the first week, I accidentally burnt my lip just a little bit, just because when you go to put the fire out, you have to wrap your lips completely around the torch and, snuff the air out. And So
you put the torch in your mouth?
Yeah. As you dip your head back and you kind of breathe out and whatnot, and you have to fully, engulf your mouth around the torch to put it out as you're breathing it away. And so.
Did you coat your mouth in anything?
What's the training on that?
No. As for training, I just. Well, okay. There was a performer that kind of talked to me. Chumley was his name, and he kind of told me what to do, and he said also practice. This was for fire breathing, which I did not end up doing, but he was telling me, you want to practice in the shower. You take water in your mouth and you try to make a spray.
Or a mist almost.
Yeah, and you want to make your head not go forward, but tilt it back as you spray out. And so he gave me a whole bunch of helpful tricks as I was learning how to do these acts. He's the one that actually built the machete ladder, and I practiced over the summertime for the freak show. So I just brought everything home, stuck it in my apartment. Oh, there was also an electric girl act too, where you would stand on this table. You didn't feel anything yourself, but through you, when it was turned on, the electricity would course through you. And so were you to touch somebody wearing metal, they would feel the shock, or you could put your hand close to a light bulb and it would light up because of you. So that was another thing that we did as well. Oh. And that was simply, I just practiced at home. So.
Okay. All right.
So I want to know, have you scared somebody so bad there that they piss themselves?
Yeah, we call that a yellow badge.
Oh, all right.
I got a yellow badge once. I never got a brown badge though.
That was my next question.
Yeah, no, there's other people that were able to do that, but wow. I don't remember doing that to anybody.
At least they didn't admit to it.
Right.
So, I gotta go. All right, cool. So. Back to Kenosha, you're kind of starting to come here to Kenosha with people that you met at Fright Fest and at Renaissance Fair. What were some of your hangouts in Kenosha when you first started coming here?
One of the very first hangouts would be the Women's Club, because a lot of those people were LARPers. And so they would go do their live action role play at the Women's Club weekly and be vampires. And so I was actually rather shy at the time, but I loved my dark outfit, so I'd like to get dressed up and show off whatever spooky look I was showcasing in the evening, and I would watch them be vampires, and I would bring my sketchbook with, and then I was like, yeah, I'm playing too, and I have a character, and my character's really quiet and shy, so then I didn't have to say anything. But I would sit there and I would draw and watch the more outgoing people, and it was a lot of fun though.
Cool.
It was.
All right, well, I think that's about time we'll take our very first break, and we'll be back with more with Spooky Jill Zgorzelski. So, almost got it. And we're back from that break.
And what a break it was.
And we're here with more with Jill.
Hi.
Jill, how you doing? You enjoying yourself so far?
Oh, I'm having a blast. Thank you.
Well, we're kind of just going to dig a little deep and kind of see what you're doing now with your art and everything else. But before we get into that, where can people find your artwork?
All right. You can find my artwork on Facebook, Jill C. Zgorzelski. I'll spell it for you, okay? Zgorzelski. And that's my art page. Otherwise, I'm also on Instagram. Same thing, Jill Zgorzelski as well on there. So,
and we'll include those links in our show notes too, so you can just kind of click on that and get a quick link right over there. And make sure you give her a like and check out her work. And
it's great work you do.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So speaking of your artwork,
yes.
How did you get involved in it more so? How did you take that extra step?
Well, I feel like I need a hustle, you know. It's like, it's one thing just to, you know, sit at home and just like draw and people, oh man, yeah, that's really good. Yeah, great, thanks, you know, but it's like, you really need to like network and get it out there and just get over like social anxiety. And I started doing that just through meeting friends and making connections around town. It's like the more people, you know, I showed my work to, the more people are like, oh my gosh, I know so-and-so, you should talk to this guy or this lady. And it just kind of like snowballed from there.
Who are some of these people you talk to that kind of helped give you that boost?
One of the main people would be Amy Crucinelli from Fusion. She's given me a place to show my art, which is wonderful. And she does that for a lot of local artists every month.
And you're on display right now at Fusion.
Yes, all through October. Please come and see my spooky work. It's mostly Halloween related, you know, because it's October. You know, you want to get into it. So you can also catch the tail end of my show at Public Craft Brewing Company as well. My very large, elaborate, colorful pieces are there, so you can catch them before they disappear as well. Another person that I was able to meet and get involved more in the art world would be Lynn Johnson from Lemon Street. She reached out to me and said, hey, you ever think about maybe, you know, joining the gallery? And I'm like, yeah, I guess I thought about it. She's like, yeah, you should. And I'm like, well, okay, if you say so. And so
Lynn is one of the nicest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
She's great.
I adore her. I love talking with her. And
she's a good artist as well.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, her primates are absolutely gorgeous. The way, especially that she makes the eyes shine when you look at them, like really lifelike. She's got a gift for that. Yep. She's really cool.
So tell us about the first piece of art you officially sold.
Oh boy.
Do you remember?
Oh gosh. Okay, not to brag, but I've sold so many. It's hard one. Because years ago I would do craft fairs, and so I would just make cutesy little, welcome signs or just simple little things, really. And I'd also, sew hand made ornaments. And I couldn't tell you which one was the first one I sold. I really couldn't. Oh, you know what? I'm a liar. Check this out. Okay, my memory just jogged. The very first time I ever sold some paintings, it was actually not one, but 6 of them. I got commissioned from Six Flags Great America theme park to paint essentially a sideshow posters of the performers. And so my friends in the time that were in the sideshow before I did, I ended up using them as the models, and they paid me per canvas. And they took my paintings and actually blew them up huge size, like I couldn't even tell you the dimensions, like, oh my.
Larger than life?
Larger than life, yeah. Oh. And they actually still have them at the park.
Wow.
And they still hang them up.
Oh, cool.
To this day. And so it's really cool to actually go there and still.
Oh, you went to Fright Fest this season, too.
Yes, I did.
Did you see them up there?
I did look around for them. I did see them. I know that they're there because my friend who hooked me up with a comp ticket to go see, told me that he saw them there when they were decorating.
So they're there somewhere, huh?
They are somewhere.
Oh,
so
cool.
I'm like, that's so cool. And my friend that got me into the park used to come, his name's Jeremy, and he used to come see me perform in the Freak Show when he was little, and I think he's 24 now, and now he's a big scary monster.
And now he works there?
He works there, yeah. So cool. And he does so good. It was so fun to be on the other side, just watching, instead of having to do the performing. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Did you just kind of sit back at Fright Fest now and just watch them terrorize other people?
That's the best part, honestly. I could care less about the rides. A long time ago, I was a roller coaster junkie, and shoot, the carousel makes me sick. I can't.
Do you critique them though at Fright Fest? You're like, no, I would do this.
Oh, I absolutely judge. Yes. Oh, when I see the makeup, I'm like, you know what? They should have done their neck, or I could see, it's little stuff like that, or I can't help myself.
Right.
But
so you start out getting into some art fairs, things like that. You're doing arts and crafts, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But when did you get your first real gallery exposure? Because you haven't been doing this a very long time. You're kind of new at this.
Not super long. The very first time my work's been in a gallery would be, it was for Art Space in Chicago. There, in 2020, there was it was the Fantastic Feline exhibit, and so it was a cat-centric show, and I had been selling stuff around town, at different art pop-up art events, and when I seen the call on Facebook to submit a painting, I'm like, shoot, that's all I do is cats. Okay, for a while, that's all I was doing. And so I submitted some pieces, and my work was accepted.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I actually ended up selling one through that show. It was actually featured in Chicago Magazine. I had specifically done it for the show. It was a naughty little black cat that had paint all over him, and he had smeared paint and paws all over the canvas as well, like he got into the paint, and they ended up using that in the magazine and to promote the show itself.
That's a hell of an ego boost, huh?
Yeah. So after that was wonderful. I couldn't believe it. I ran out and bought like 3 copies of the magazines. But other than that, other than doing pop-up shows, Lemon Street is where you can see my work now, and like my major gallery, goings on, really.
Okay. So. And you're also a board member on Lemon Street.
I am. Yes, I am.
You're a board member too?
I know.
Oh my God, so
it's so weird.
Oh, that's so great. Yes. We have fun times at those meetings, huh?
Mm-hmm. Except for the last one that had cookies.
Yeah, I sorry I had to break that news to you. I'll tell them to bring cookies again next time.
Thank you.
Every time they should bring cookies.
Yeah, they really should. I agree.
Make us want to come back.
Bribery works. So.
Yes, it does.
Okay, Jill, more to your artwork here. Yeah. So what inspires you to create?
Ooh.
Well, honestly, if I didn't... Okay, the line in Beetlejuice, Delia... She says, if you don't let me cut out this home and make it my own, I will go insane and I will take you with me. And that's kind of how I feel about making art. If you don't let me go into my studio and sit down there all day and forget to eat and drink, I will go insane and I will take you with me. I have to. If I get an idea, I have to go down there and I have to paint. I have to make it. I was just born this way, and it makes me happy.
Don't quote Lady Gaga on our show.
What's the longest you've been working on a piece like nonstop, where I can't stop, I got to keep going?
Well, see, funny thing about that is I usually work. I usually have about 3 pieces going at the same time because I like to get stuff done. So I start with the background, slap the color on there, let it dry, and then I pick one and I'll start working on it. And then when it gets to a point where I got to let it dry, I go to the next one. And, like round and round I go. So I can, try to bust out at least 3 pieces a day if I need be. It's hard for me to be patient and to like really take my time. It's like I take my time, but... I'm quick. I've learned how to be quick. I think maybe the longest I've worked on a piece might have been a month. It was a mermaid that I was working on, and the background took longer than the mermaid herself. Honestly, the things like waves and rocks and stuff you would think is so simple is really not.
Mm-hmm.
Like actually making it look like water, actually making it look like, the rocks have the little gravelly bits and the little cracks in them, and thinking about all the little details is way trickier to me than just doing a foreground or a face or an animal, something organic, something like that. So.
So, as of right now, what's your favorite medium that you're working with?
I love using acrylic.
Yeah.
Acrylic is the best for me because it's very easy to blend. It dries really quickly, and it's not expensive.
All right.
Yeah.
So, what do you enjoy most about creating art?
The end result, when I actually get to put the pieces on display and somebody likes them enough to rehome them from my house to their house, that's really cool.
What's the one season like, I want to have that, I gotta have that. Yeah.
That it's super flattering and it gives me a warm happy. So I suppose that would be the best.
How about the flip side? What's the worst part about creating? What's the part that's like you could wish you didn't have to do?
I wish I didn't have to like haul stuff back and forth, that's the worst, is just when you do a show and you have to carry in your heavy table and then carry in all the pieces and then sometimes you sit there for a while. It's like the whole process of just selling,
Setting up, tearing down, that stuff, yeah.
That doesn't sound fun.
No.
You're big time. You can hire somebody to do that for you now, right?
Oh, I should.
Well, you have a wonderful husband at home.
Yeah. He. No. I'm teasing. No, he's super helpful. Super helpful. He always backs me up and. Yeah.
He's a great guy. I've met Greg a few times. He's so nice. He probably doesn't remember me, but.
So, I have another one about your art here. What's the most interesting or strangest medium or item that you've used for an art piece?
Strangest. I don't know. Sometimes I use bones. I mean, I don't think that's really that strange. I mean, I made a piece the other day. Friend Danielle, she hooked me up with a bunch of wooden coffins. She's like, I have all these coffins and I'm not going to use them. You want them? Yes, I do.
Are they like full size or?
No, they're like
little.
They're the little trinket size.
Oh, because you make like little jewelry boxes almost out of little coffins. Yeah.
Yeah, and so she hooked me up with some, and I said, thank you. Since you did that for me, can I paint you something on them? She's like, well, I don't really want you to paint it. I want you. She didn't want it to be functional. She wanted it to just be like a piece you could look at. So I ended up getting some. I wonder what animal they came from. I think like some of them were raccoon bones. I just get bones sometimes.
People just give you bones?
People just give me bones.
Wow.
Like they're like, do you want these? I have these bones and these skulls, and I'm like, yeah, I'll take them. I'm pretty sure like I used some there was a raccoon jaw and some other stuff, but I opened the coffin up and put a little mini skeleton in there and just made a cute little scene. Maybe there's a glass bottle with some sand and a shell and bones.
Okay, Jill. So speaking of this kind of style that you've developed this reputation. Your nickname, Spooky Jill. Mm-hmm. So, and your art reflects that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's spooky cute, honestly.
Yeah.
I say honestly a lot.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's spooky.
Donny says all right a lot. So. and I say so a lot. So
we all have it.
Yeah.
How can you still be creative and like bring new things when you still have this certain spectrum that you cover and you try not to be repetitive?
I explore different styles. I don't like to necessarily pigeonhole myself as only doing one thing. So I will sometimes do really cartoony stuff. Sometimes I will experiment with abstract, splattering, paint all over the canvas and then just doing really what's the word No, I just explore different styles. I'll do everything from portraiture to caricature, realistic to abstract. And the internet is a great thing for being inspired by. So if I have an idea and I can't quite exactly think what it is I'm going to do next. Say, I don't know, the canvas I just painted is orange. That's the background. And I'm thinking I want to do something with, I don't know, we'll just say cute goats. I don't know. So then I'll just, Google cute goats. And then I'll start leafing through pictures. And then eventually I'll see something. I'm like, oh, I like how that one's standing. Oh, I like how that one's making an expression, and then I start going from there. So I'm always looking for inspiration.
Speaking of inspiration, do you have any other artists that inspire you?
There's a few. Frida Kahlo was a favorite of mine that I discovered in high school. I love her self-portraits because there's so much emotion and story behind them. Tasha Tudor is another artist that I love. She was big in the 70s, but back then she dressed like she was in the 1830s. That was just her thing. And she was a children's author, and she wrote books about these little corgis, and just the way she drew these innocent, sweet faces and animals. They're just so beautiful. They're watercolors, and they're stunning to look at. And a lot of her work has elaborate oval-shaped borders full of flowers and whatnot. And I like to incorporate that kind of a frame into a lot of my work. I also like Jan Pienkowski. He, currently is inspiring a lot of my newer work. He illustrated a lot of my favorite children's books too. And what was striking about his work were that they were silhouettes.
Oh, okay.
He made beautiful silhouettes, and even though like the figures themselves are just flat black, but there's so much detail in the clothing and the hair and the expression behind these black silhouettes against these colorful backgrounds. They're absolutely beautiful. So that would be another artist's work that I absolutely adore.
Okay, so you do like your style things, but you also do pet portraits.
Yeah.
How did you get involved in doing that? You said you used to do cats a lot.
I did, and it kind of went from there.
Okay.
I think of the very first pet portrait I did was just a gift for my aunt. She has these fluffy little ankle biters. And for Christmas, I just wanted to paint her dogs for her, and so I did. Aww. And they turned out pretty cool. And down the road, somebody asked me, hey, I was thinking, so you paint. Can you, do you think you could paint a dog? And, I could give it as a gift. And I'm like, yeah, I could try that. Give you a picture. And I did. And they loved it. And so I posted it, and other people saw, and they're like, oh, okay, you can do these pet portraits. And I'm like, yeah, I can. And so people started hitting me up, and actually that keeps me going all year, the pet portraits. Wow. It's I always tell people, I need at least 3 photos because I work off my phone, so just the clearer and more in focus. Please don't send me one of the back of their head or some, because it's like when I blow it up, and it's like some animal sitting underneath a tree, it's like, it's going to be a blur, so it's like, I can only do so much, I try to work magic, but you got to give me something here. But yeah, my pet portraits are very popular. I think I've done almost 50 of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And you can see all your pricings right on your Facebook page.
Yes, I keep it very reasonable because I think everybody deserves to have a nice portrait of their pet, because a lot of times they end up being memorials. And
because eventually we lose our pets. Unfortunately, they don't live long enough.
Exactly. And I've lost a couple myself, and I know that feeling, and I know how special it is to, they become a family member. So I want to capture that for people and do the best I can. And I don't want to charge an arm and a leg for it.
So give our listeners like an idea, like if you have a picture of a dog that you want to do, how much would that run me?
All right. So on a 5x7 inch canvas, that'd be $30. On an 8x10, I'll do it for $50.
Okay.
11x14, I'll do it for $70. That's one pet on one canvas. And then once you start adding multiple pets, we'll talk,
a little bit more. Yeah, okay.
But I think that's more than fair and affordable.
For sure.
I guarantee. Yeah, I guarantee you go any any bigger city, and they'll charge you, 3-4 times as much.
Yeah.
And I'll charge you 3-4 times as much for my other work, but the pet portraits are special. Mm-hmm. I want everyone to be able to afford those.
And you can see examples of your work too there on your Facebook page. You have like pictures of photographs of the animal and the final thing right there too.
Yes, if you go on Jill Zgorzelski Art on Facebook, all the different genres of work that I do are all in albums. You could just click on an album and see my digital work. You could see my cats, my witches, my pets, my abstract. Just look through, and if you see anything that you like, I make prints as well, and I'll sell prints.
Nice.
So.
All right, can you tell us about your band, The Cat's Meow?
Oh, sure. The Cat's Meow came from originally a few years ago. We were a 6-piece called Kenosha Drive, and we dissolved into a 4-piece because you know how bands go, they got different ideas, different directions. And so we went the rockabilly direction. Our drummer, Keps, he's old school, and he's still rocking it. He had a stroke a few months ago, and he's still going out there and playing with us. He's modified his playing to be able to keep the beat, make it sound great.
Always a drummer.
Yeah. And it's good therapy for him as well, But, we do a lot of 50s covers, and, we like to dress nice, red, white, and black makes you stand out, and we want to give you a show, and we're not perfect, but we have fun. And that's the most important thing. We want you to feel like, you're going up to the jukebox and you're hearing, all your favorite tunes, and it's all stuff that you can, wiggle your butt to and get your dance on. And we get up there, smile, and have a good time. And we've been doing it for 2-3 years. I got involved in singing through karaoke.
Oh, okay.
And that would be back at patios.
Hey.
Yeah. It was at Rex Riz Karaoke, and so.
The place to be on Sunday nights.
Yep.
And I actually started doing karaoke to get over stage fright for being in the freak show. Because I knew that I was going to be doing that. So I'm like, well, if people are going to be staring at me, I might as well get used to it. And so I went up and sang a song, and people were like, oh, wow, you sound good. And I was like, oh, thank you.
And you were hooked, right?
Yeah, it made me feel better, and I just started doing it more and more. And now I'm not scared anymore.
Do you have any upcoming shows in October?
I don't. No,
okay, we'll
not until. Yeah.
All right, so you're involved with Fusion. You're the featured artist of the month right now. Mm-hmm. So what's your future going to be at Fusion? Because are you planning on bringing back your Sundays with Jill? Because you were doing that for a while over the spring and sometime in the summer.
What I would like to do is offer specialized classes where I can teach people specific things. And I'd like to set that up perhaps on a monthly or bi-monthly basis where people can sign up ahead of time, and I could teach you, for example, here, let's make voodoo dolls,
Mm-hmm.
So
That's kind of what you were doing. It was Sunday afternoon kind of thing.
It was, yeah. We were doing, just come on in and you could paint rocks or do a fun little craft, So it varies, but I would much prefer to start maybe teaching skills that I have that people might want to learn, maybe do some face painting or special effects makeup, things that you don't normally think you'd get into, but you might want to try just for fun, make it a fun date night. Who knows, something.
Well, let me know, because I'll sign up when you get this going.
Okay, definitely.
Now, you talk about overcoming your stage fright, but you've also been on the other side of the camera now, too. Mm-hmm. You were a performer on the Dedger's Dark Coffin Classics.
Yeah.
Fill me in. I'm not familiar with this.
Okay, it's pretty fun. Okay, it's along the lines of Elvira, you show a cheesy film, and then in between, we do skits, and it's unscripted, so we improv everything, and it's a lot of fun. We have a basic idea things we're going to talk about.
Kind of sounds like this show.
And then we just kind of see where it goes. So we get in our costumes. We've got different characters. Dedgar and Storm are the hosts. They're vampires. And then there's
who are you?
Abigail. Oh, I'm Zgorzelska. I reside in the castle as the crazy artist. And what I do is I have a segment called Zgorzelska's Corner. And on that spot in the show, I talk about what's going on in the Kenosha Racine area as it pertains to bands playing or
cool.
art shows coming up. I like to give shout outs to local artists, local musicians, because it pays to network, and it's free to be like, hey, my friend's playing, go check them out. They're cool.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I want to help people out like that,
For sure. And where can people watch the show?
You can see us on cable access channel 14 and on Thursdays at 9:30 and Sundays, I want to say at midnight. Also on the Vortex, that's a spot online that you can go see us, and also on YouTube. Our episodes are on YouTube, Dedgar's Dark Coffin Classics.
And I believe the channels on Public Access Channel, they also air on Kenosha Community Media.
Correct.
The website.
Yep, download on their website and download their app on the Roku box.
Because we're also on there.
That's right. Yes.
So your show will be on. This show will be on there too. So
how
you'll
fun.
be a double dipper.
Yeah. You're so famous, Joe.
Oh, well.
But he does have a
I do
YouTube
what I
channel as
can.
well.
What's that?
He has a YouTube channel. Can you plug that again?
There is, yes. Dedgar's Dark Coffin Classics on YouTube.
Great. And all the shows are on there?
Yes.
Can he get away with airing stuff like that on YouTube? With is there legal
The trick
rights?
is we only show movies that are the public domain.
Okay.
So
All right.
that's how we're able to do that.
Okay. Cool.
All right, so this past summer you were involved with a lot of events with Donovan Shear's studio Moonfall.
Yes.
Can you tell us about what you were doing with him?
Well, Donovan has been kind enough to allow me a spot in his shop to sell my coffin keepsakes and now my spell books. So.
Whoa, wait, what are these?
Oh, they're essentially they're wooden keepsake boxes, and so you can, stash whatever you want in them. But like the spell books, they look like books, the way I paint them, and the coffins just have fun little designs, spooky designs on there, and you can pick them up at Studio Moonfall along with prints of my work as well. I've got 3 different paintings I made prints of, and those are available right now. And over the summer, he was kind enough to, have me do a guest spot there, and I was able to bring my paintings out there and vend in front of the shop, which was super nice. He does a lot of wonderful things like that for other artists and authors in the community. So.
And that's Studio Moonfall is located on is that 7th Avenue in the 5100 block.
Yep, right across from Patios where you used to do karaoke.
Yes.
We all used to do karaoke.
You haven't gone far. All right, so Jill, you're a busy girl.
Yeah, there's not enough hours in the day, I tell you.
You're also involved in this other group called Women in Motion.
Yes.
What is that about?
Did you do some crazy dancing or something?
Oh, yeah, you bet we do. I discovered Women in Motion a few years ago when they performed at the Witches' Ball at the Danish. And I saw them, and I'm just like, who are these ladies doing this cool dance? And I went up to them and I'm like, I want to be a woman in motion. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, okay. So I went to one of their practices.
They didn't check and make sure you were crazy or nothing?
I think we're all a little crazy. I think that's like a prerequisite to be.
That's why I said to make sure you are.
Oh, yeah. But they just said show up to practice, and I did. And
so what do?
We just get together. And we do seasonal dances. So the first one that comes up is in May, and we have a maypole. We haul this big old maypole around town and weave in and out with the ribbons, and we dress all in white with flowers in our hair. And the main purpose of Women in Motion is to dance to raise money to give to local charities.
Okay.
And so when we do this, every time we do a seasonal dance, we vote on, as a group, who to donate to. And so sometimes, we've donated to Kindred Kitties. We've donated to the LGBT Center in Racine. We've donated to Creative Space. So all over town, we always, pick a
Where do you get the money from? How do you generate the money?
We just walk around with a basket
and say, hey, give us some money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're watching us and you want to, give us a tip, you just throw $1 or $2 in the basket.
Great.
We've performed at the Brat Stop, our most sought after and most popular dance to learn is the Witches Dance. So you can come learn right now. If you go to Women in Motion, Kenosha.com on Facebook, that's where we post the practices and the performance schedule. And it's open to everyone. You don't just have to be a woman or a witch. You could be anyone. If you want to come dance with us, please do. We fully encourage and invite people that want to make friends, get a little exercise, dress up, have a good time, and raise money for a good cause.
How long have you been involved with this?
Oh, gosh. Is this year 3 for me, I think?
Has there been any newcomers who are like, oh, this girl cannot dance?
Oh, that's
She's got no
honestly,
moves.
that's half of us.
You just hide them in the back then?
Yeah, that's kind of what we do. If you're not too confident, you just kind of go in the back and you just kind of move along. But that's why we have the practices. Yeah. And none of us are professionals. We do this for fun. One of the silliest, most clumsiest dances we just did was a water ballet. We wanted to give back to the Solden Wagner family that owns Scoops. We heard about
such tragedy.
A tragedy
the
that
fire
hit,
they had,
and they've been very kind to us, allowed us to perform at their place of business many times and have donated. And so we got together and got a big inflatable swan and some tutus and some bathing caps. And we created a water ballet and did a private party out in Carroll Beach where some very kind people donated so we could give to the Scoops family. So
awesome.
that was really nice.
Awesome. So your work is all over town. You're at Studio Moonfall. You're at Fusion for October. You're at Common Grounds. You're at Public for a few more weeks.
I've even got a piece at the Southwest Library as well, hanging on the walls.
Lemon Street Art Gallery.
Oh, yeah. And many homes around Kenosha and thereabouts.
So tell me this, what will 2022 bring for Spooky Jill?
Well, hopefully more of the same, but I'm looking to expand into a prints of my work and selling them online. I'm looking into opening up an online shop.
Okay.
And so once I get that going,
you can go worldwide.
Yes.
All right. That's we're talking with Jill Zgorzelski. You can find her at Jill C. Zgorzelski on Facebook and Instagram and anywhere else. That's the main ones, huh?
That sounds good. I mean, I'm on TikTok if you feel like.
You make some really awesome TikTok videos.
Oh, thank you. It's funny about that. My son told me about TikTok, and I'm like, TikTok's stupid. But then I discovered I can use it to make little minute-long commercials.
There you go.
Yeah.
I guess it's not so stupid after all.
So make sure you follow her on all those links. We'll have those links posted in our show notes.
Yep.
And we're going to take our second break. We'll be right back with some Kenosha Connects and some trivia.
And we're back, and it's time for Kenosha Connects. You ready, Jill?
Oh, you bet I am.
All right, and Kenosha Connects is brought to you this week by Faded Barbershop for Men.
That's right. Like death and taxes, another aspect of life we can't avoid is getting our hair cut.
And for your next haircut, call Bona and Trish at Faded Barbershop for Men, located at 2227 63rd Street.
They offer many different services, including shaves, waxing, color, and those good old-fashioned haircuts.
Drop them a message on Facebook to schedule a great time to come into their charming old-school shop for your next cut.
And if you ask nicely, they might even turn on that pinball game, let you play a game.
Ding, ding, ding. That's Faded Barbershop for Men, 2227 63rd Street.
All right, Jill, you ready for these Kenosha Connects questions?
All right, hit me with it.
All right, Jill. What is the last great meal you had in Kenosha?
Okay, that would be at Sassy Bees.
So what'd you have?
I like their calamari.
Ooh,
It's so good. It has it's very light breading, and the sauce that comes with it is wonderful.
Yeah, it's some kind of nice sweet and sour sauce. Yeah, it's really good there.
It's you don't even need to get anything else. I mean, you just go on that half price appetizer day, and bam, the portion is wonderful. So.
Mm-hmm. All right, where in Kenosha would you recommend someone going on a first date?
Maybe Hobnob, if they want to, impress them. Do the old traditional supper club thing. It's beautiful right on the lake there, and the food's wonderful. So.
All right, Jill, what's your favorite annual Kenosha event?
Well, I'll tell you mine. It's the witch dance from Women in Motion, and we do it every year.
All right.
So I have to say that.
All right, what's your favorite local place to see a band?
I like going to Fusion.
Fusion's fantastic.
Yeah.
It really is. All right, when was the last time you swam in Lake Michigan? Just now, before you came to the show?
Well, no, it was July. I didn't really swim, but when we were practicing our water ballet, I got about knee deep. And
okay, that counts.
That's good enough. And I don't think it's about going swimming in there, honestly. I mean, I know it's there. I know we have beaches. I know it's beautiful. But I just, give me a swimming pool. I'm sorry.
All right, yeah. All right, Jill, where can I get the best burrito in Kenosha?
Okay. I'm going to say Tacos El Rey.
Nice choice.
And I don't even eat burritos, but they have, I just get the regular Mexican style tacos there, but yeah, their burritos they look good there.
Their chicken is great.
Yeah,
I love their chicken.
Their salsas, all three of them, I will drink those like shots. I don't even care. Don't judge me.
In fact, I watched you drink salsa.
I know you did.
It was interesting. Didn't look too bad.
It tastes like a Bloody Mary.
All right, Jill, let's get a little serious for a second here. Okay. What's the most important lesson you took from the civil unrest in Kenosha last year?
I don't know. I wish we could just be kinder to each other. I just really wish that people would understand and get over differences. It's the world is full of so many wonderful people, and to allow prejudices to cloud your view and close your heart, to so many friends you could possibly make. It's sad. So I just wish.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's lighten it back up again.
Change the pace here.
All right. Which now closed Kenosha business do you wish you could bring back?
I'm trying to remember. Shoot.
You've been here long enough that there's been quite a few.
Oh, you know what? I just thought of one. One that closed would be Ray Radigan's, because I never got a chance to eat there. But I heard, who is it? Mary Radigan's now cooking over at
the Boathouse.
The Boathouse.
Yes.
So I suppose I can still get a chance to taste the deliciousness that might have been at Ray Radigan's.
I've seen some pictures of the food down there. It looks really good.
Yeah.
So
I heard it's supposed to be more along the lines of fresh and less fried, which I'm all about. So that sounds nice.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
How would you grade the art culture in Kenosha?
Let's give it, I don't know, I'd give it if I was going to go A through F, I'd say A. It's right up there. We've got tons of people in the art community that are really starting to see the value of networking and collaborating and putting together shows where everybody can benefit. And that's important, because if we compete, that's not healthy. You don't want to talk down about, others' work, and that's just a terrible thing. There's so many different styles and so many different people with so many different visions. If we all work together, we all succeed.
And it seems like people do that. I kind of like that really about Kenosha, that people do support, even the music scene, stuff like that. They kind of support each other most of the time. That happens in most of the artistic endeavors in Kenosha. I just wish it would happen in more of the political endeavors.
Seriously.
Because that we don't really see. That's more of the cutthroat crap. But
all right, last question here, Jill. Big Star or The Spot?
Oh, Big Star, because they have that melty cheese.
Yeah.
So
the melty
I'm a sucker
cheese
for that.
Product. Whatever it is, it's delicious.
And those banana milkshakes.
Yeah, which I did try this summer.
Oh, you never told me what was your opinion?
I mean, they tasted like a banana milkshake. It was good.
Good
It was
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you dip any French fries in it?
No, I don't get the French. I don't like the French fries at Big Star.
Oh.
They're just crinkle cut. They look like something that came out of a bag. I don't know.
I prefer crinkle cut.
Yeah.
You, Jill?
I'm down with crinkle cut.
Okay. All right. Okay. You see how it goes. Well, that was our Kenosha, our Quick Connects. That was our
Kenosha Connects.
Oh, that was our Kenosha Connects, and that was brought to you by Faded Barbershop for Men.
And what time is it now, Donny?
Ding, ding, ding. It's trivia time. And trivia is brought to you this week by Captain Mike's.
That's right. Are you on the hunt for a fantastic burger?
I am.
The kind that arrives to your table and you have to say, wow?
Well, stop on by Captain Mike's, 5118 6th Avenue for a great meal.
Ask them about their Burger of the Week special or try out their specialized mac and cheese.
But it isn't just food. Captain Mike's offers up great drinks and a fabulous gin lineup. Because you might not know this, Jill, but gin is in.
And for the best oysters in town, stop by Captain Mike's on Wednesdays for Oyster Night.
And be on the lookout for the Captain Mike's food truck, serving up your favorites at many special events throughout this season.
That's Captain Mike's, 5118 6th Avenue in beautiful downtown Kenosha.
Yeah, you ready for trivia, Jill?
I am.
All right, let's do this.
All right, Jill. So we are bringing back our very popular Dirty Minds game,
Oh, I love this one.
where I'm going to give you 3 clues of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Now, your minds might go straight into the gutter,
It will definitely go straight to the gutter.
Yep.
but what I'm saying is something completely clean and not dirty at all, and you just have a dirty mind.
That indeed I do.
So it's going to be 3 questions for each of you. We're going to start with Donnie so you kind of get an idea how it works. Donnie. A stiff rod will really get me ready. My balls get shot off regularly. And sometimes I have a man inside of me. What am I?
I know it.
A car?
No. Jill, can you steal it for no points?
Is it a cannon?
You are right.
Yay!
Jill knows how to play this game.
I do.
All right, Jill, you get nothing for that except for just bragging rights. But here comes your first real question.
Okay.
I am at least 6 inches long,
Heyo.
and I want to be put in your mouth. But it's much more fun if I vibrate. What am I?
Okay. Let's see. Wait a minute. 6 inches long, in my mouth, and vibrates.
Ooh, I think I know it.
I feel stumped, honestly.
Oh.
Surprisingly.
Donnie, can you steal for no points?
Electric toothbrush?
It's a toothbrush, yeah.
Why didn't I know that?
See, I guess I swapped the questions here.
Yeah.
So still no points.
This is the it's gonna go.
Donnie,
Jason.
my big stick hangs from the waist. I'm into using some handcuffs. And my tool can make you stop in your tracks. What am I?
Police officer.
You got it.
Nice.
That's 1 point for Donnie. Jill, here's your chance to tie it up.
Okay.
Jill, I get screwed on your spout. I can make a huge wet spot. And I can give some new life to your bush. What am I?
Hose.
You got it. Tied up, 1-1. Donnie?
I'm gonna just eye contact the whole time. I want you to give me eye contact.
I like to watch.
I am round and I am hard. In the middle of me, you're going to find a hole. And you can suck on me for a long time. What am I?
Lollipop? I don't know.
Well, you're close. You're the right game, but Jill, can you steal it for nothing?
Like a lifesaver?
Yeah, exactly like a lifesaver. All right, Jill, this is the last one. This is your chance to take the lead and win the game. Jill.
Yes.
I will plunge into a deep, dark hole. I got a stiff one inside of me. Getting laid with me is the last thing you'll do.
Oh my God.
What am I?
Okay, let's see. Dark hole. I'm kidding. Wait a minute. Oh, it's a coffin.
Yay.
I'm so smart.
You are so smart. And Jill, you win the game of trivia against Donny.
I win.
Congratulations, and you win a free coffee from Harborside Common Grounds. They're located at 5159 6th Avenue in beautiful downtown Kenosha.
So stop on in one day, get a nice breakfast or lunch. They're open until 2 this season, and have some great coffee, and tell them that Ktown Connect sent you.
Ooh, thank you. I will.
Perfect. Wow, Jason, that was another great episode in the bank for the Ktown Connects podcast.
Sure was. And we can make sure everyone can follow Jill on Facebook and Instagram. And you can catch her work out all over town and see her work everywhere. She's at Fusion right now throughout the month of October.
Catch her a little bit at Public Craft Brewing Company as well.
And we also need to thank our sponsors one more time.
Yes, we do. The Downtowner Saloon.
Bluehorn Digital.
Union Park Tavern.
CarBox.
Lucci's Grandview.
Faded Barbershop for Men.
Captain Mike's.
The Lettering Machine.
Common Grounds.
And let's not forget about Luigi's Pizzeria.
Wow, another episode in the bank. Thank you, Jill, so much. I hope you sell so much artwork from coming on this show. You're going to be even bigger hits after this airs.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
and I'll see you at the next Lemon Street Gallery and Art Space board meeting.
Yep, I'll be there if there's cookies.
Yes, I'll bring them myself.
All right, Donny, we've been doing this for over a year now.
Yes.
I've just been racking my brain about what is it that we're doing here?
We are connecting Kenosha.
I'm from Kenosha, I say Kenosha, that great big busy town. Right